Finally, Prince Charles became disc jockey for a day when he opened a new radio station in Hampshire. Listeners of Ocean Sound didn't expect a royal DJ, but after a quick explanation of how it all worked, it was on with the headphones and the Prince joined in with the music. He wasn't quite sure who he was listening to until the professional DJ told him it was Cyndi Lauper.
Who are these people?
And I didn't know until I checked either.
Tonight in Coast to Coast, the Battle of Stonehenge. Police drop charges against 119 hippies. Another death on the A36. 2 more accidents today on the road locals call a death trap. Prince Charles the DJ and a record for Princess Diana. And why 24,000 people are waiting to see Santa on the railway.
Hello, Ron. Have you seen your post?
Hello, good evening to you. Meanwhile, Prince Charles tried his hand as a DJ when he visited a new radio station in Hampshire today. And later he asked if they could play one of his wife's favourite records, Lady Writer by Dire Straits. But the Prince's day began in Romsey.
You never know, they can be early, these people. I have been caught out.
On parade with the Lord Lieutenant of Hampshire.
You on duty again tomorrow, too?
The press corps are always on duty for a royal visit, and so is the regional director of the Central Office of Information.
No photographs, please, from immediately behind anybody being presented to Prince Charles. No lens.
It was an important day for Ken Holroyd, because he was retiring after being the royal press minder in the south for the past 9 years. Prince Charles had come to open a new sports hall at the Mountbatten School at Romsey. Very much a family occasion, this, for it was his great-uncle, the late Lord Louis Mountbatten, who helped advise the Prince in his early years. Inside the hall, 1,400 pupils waited for the Prince to unveil the customary plaque.
As the headmaster was saying, it is particularly encouraging to see a sports hall with a proper roof on it and made of proper bricks. And I think the architect's done a very good job indeed.
Meanwhile, for Ken Holroyd, the real work of the day had begun, trying to keep us at a decent distance from him. Royal walkabouts remain the biggest nightmare for the security people. The Prince was told the new sports hall will also be open for the local community at Romsey. Sean Chambers, official school photographer for the day, missed his big moment.
I was trying to get a picture, but every time I went to take the picture, he walked forward a bit, so I'm going back.
We know the feeling. The second engagement took the Prince to Ocean Sound, the new independent local radio station at Fareham. And that meant a live commentary by reporter Karen Woods.
In his party with him this morning will be his cousin, Lord Romsey, who's also one of our directors here at Ocean Sound.
Among the lineup, waiting to be presented, was our own James Montgomery, a director of the station. Ocean Sound, with a potential audience of 1.5 million in Hampshire and West Sussex, opened 6 weeks ago after wresting the franchise from Radio Victory.
These are all the annoying pieces of music which advertise the station.
It became known during the Prince's visit that he'd requested a record by Dire Straits, his wife's favourite group. But the Prince himself was put on the spot when he was invited to try his hand at being a DJ.
To the top. To the top. All right. Who are these people?
Princess Diana could probably have told him it was Cyndi Lauper. And then it was time to say goodbye, with a plant and a smacker of a kiss from grandmother Nellie Barney.
Trained her very well.
Not very often I kiss man, only my husband, but I did kiss him.
And for Ken Holroyd, at the end of his last royal visit, a more formal goodbye to the Prince.
Thank you very much for helping me.
Prince of Wales.
Now on BBC One, tonight's edition of South Today, presented by Bruce Parker and Jane Wyatt.
The A36 road claims 4 lives in 2 days. Local people call again for immediate government action.
Good evening and welcome to the Monday edition of South Today.
Also tonight, charges are dropped against more than 100 hippies arrested near Stonehenge last year. To prosecute would have been too expensive, says the Crown.
And Prince Charles takes to the air. He opens the South's newest radio station.
Well, now, in the past, the Prince of Wales has been known to take a dim view of some modern architecture, but during a busy day of engagements here in the South today, he had nothing but praise for one particular building in Romsey, a new sports hall at the Mountbatten School. Richard Vaughan was there for the official opening.
Prince Charles arrived with Lord Romsey and an enviable suntan. As a line of local dignitaries was presented to him, the photographers snapped away, including at the head of the pack, 13-year-old Sean Chambers, shooting with some style for the Mountbatten School yearbook. The school was opened by Lord Mountbatten, the Prince's great-uncle, in 1974. 12 years and £270,000 later, they now have a new sports hall. And as Prince Charles entered it, he asked 11-year-old William Crouch if he was cold. The goose pimples may have been a clue to the answer. A large number of the comprehensive school's 1,400 pupils were in the hall to witness the unveiling of the plaque and to hear a few royal words.
I just wanted to say one or two very small things because I know that you really all want to get back to your lessons and probably do some PE. I see they're all waiting in the wings here. But it is particularly encouraging to see a sports hall with a proper roof on it and made of proper bricks. And I think the architect's done a very good job indeed.
Prince Charles has not been noted for his unswerving admiration of architects, so this was praise indeed. And when he suggested that, in commemoration of the opening ceremony, the students should be given a day's holiday, he was assured of a rapturous response. Outside the hall, the Prince planted a commemorative tree. Horticulturalists may recognize it as a white beam. While back inside, the sports hall was transformed into its real self. And a few moments later, the Prince returned to demonstrate that, should he perchance visit a fairground, he might give the coconut shy a miss.
Later in the morning, Prince Charles made a quick trip along the M27 to Segensworth near Fareham. There he was officially opening the studios of the new commercial radio station, Ocean Sound. Again, this visit was the result of the Prince's connection with Lord Romsey, who's one of the company's 23 directors. After the official handshakes, His Royal Highness was able to chat more informally with presenters, news reporters and sales staff. And at the opening ceremony, he spoke of the value of local radio to a community.
What has been most interesting for me is going round this station and discovering just how many people there are involved in this kind of operation. It's rather frightening in many ways.
During his visit, the Prince had a chance to try his hand at being a DJ. He was shown how to spin a disc by the breakfast show presenter Guy Hornsby.
I thought he did very well indeed. He played as one of the station jingles which we have on these boxes here. We have all the little 15-second idents and things. And he played one of those and then played in a record as well. I thought he did very well.
But Guy has nothing to fear. Prince Charles said he couldn't imagine how radio presenters managed to stay bright and breezy with all those early mornings.
Well, as I know only too well, our colleagues at Radio Solent are very used to early mornings.